I saw The Nun. This is basically a Conjuring sequel to, all those Annabelle and Conjuring movies. This is supposed to be about the evil that started everything. Sort of, kind of, basically. And, it's another entry in a popular horror franchise. So, what did I think of The Nun? Well, ultimately, I thought it was alright. I mean, I didn't think it was anything great and jaw-droppingly awesome, which is kind of what I was expecting this movie to be, given that it was supposed to be about, the first and the original evil that started and sprang, like, all the other evil that, was in the other Conjuring movies that have been very successful and very well reviewed. But, we'll get more into that. But first, let's just talk about the plot. The plot is there is a suicide at like this convent or monastery or temple, I don't know, in Romania. I don't really know, like, I'm not a religious person, so I don't know all the terminology that well, but basically wherever it is in Romania where there's a giant castle where all this religious stuff happens, that's where a nun kills herself. After, they've been attacked, the other nuns, the convent have been attacked by like this evil force, the evil nun herself. And, she kills herself by hanging, outside of the like church window. And then like this guy, this villager comes by the next day and finds the body. And he reports it, and so the church decides to send a priest and a young nun, a novitiate, a nun in training, to come investigate the suicide and whether or not the entire place is still holy, because they think it might have been tainted by evil. And of course, they find out later that it does. And and then the guy who found the nun's body, he comes with them as a companion. And so basically it's the three of them versus all the evil stuff going in here. The priest is played by Demian Bashir. The young nun novitiate is played by Thaisa Farmiga, who is the younger sister of Vera Farmiga, who is like the main star, the clairvoyant in the Conjuring universe later on. She plays I forget her name. Her first name I forget, but her last name is Warren. It's the Warren couple. And, that's Vera Farmiga. And the guy, I think his name is Jonas or Marquise Bloquet. Those are the three actors. And the best thing about this movie is I feel the cinematography by the director and the three actors, and the acting by the three actors, they're great. However, the movie itself, it's very like it's a lot of jump scares, which is cool, but you can see most of the jump scares coming a mile away. And, jump scare after jump scare just becomes repetitive and it becomes kind of like stale. And like a lot of them aren't even that scary because you've seen this so many times before in other movies and you can tell that they're coming. And the storyline itself is pretty predictable. Like, there's nothing surprising about this movie at all. There's some interesting world building I'll tell you, but other than that, there's nothing in The Nun that you haven't seen in any other Conjuring universe movie, and it's been done better in other movies. So what you're left with is an experience that's kind of like, well, okay. I mean, it's certainly not a bad movie, but it doesn't do anything that the other movies haven't done, and with more suspense. Like The Nun, it's kind of by the numbers. And for a movie that's supposed to be about, the original or the oldest evil and what all those conjuring spirits, and that's supposed to be like what started it all, there's kind of a promise that this was going to be, well, I thought, pretty epic, and we were going to find out so much about what started all of these other spirits that were menacing people later in years later and all that kind of stuff. And what we have as an experience is kind of just like kind of flat. So, I recommend The Nun if you're someone who, if you're a completist and you want to see every movie in the Conjuring franchise, then you have to see this, and I get it. But if you're someone looking for this really great, unique horror experience, you're not really going to find anything in this movie that's, that awesome compared to what you've seen in any other horror movie that's come out recently. The movie's not bad, but it's not really that great either. I say it's just complete, meh. A decent meh, but just a meh. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.